Hey folks, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the 2022 Preserve Championship out in Clearwater, Minnesota. After battling all weekend long, we now reach our final 9 here on our final round. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning in for it, and a special shout out to our Patreon supporters who help make this coverage all possible. Once again, here in the commentary booth, or the virtual one, I guess, it's myself, Dustin Mouret, joined by Nathan Queen. How's it going, sir?
Doing good. We got to see a couple clean front nines, 6 downs from Ricky Wysocki and Albert Tamm. Noah Fiveash having a pretty good round with one little slip up, and Garrett Gurthie looking to get it back on track with the birdie to finish that front 9.
Yeah, you take a look at the leaderboard here. You can see Ricky Wysocki has shrunk the 5-stroke lead down to 3. He's actually tied up with Kyle Klein for second place, and is starting to try to put that pressure on our leader, Bradley Williams, and has 9 more holes to get it done as we step into a tricky hole 10.
Yeah, very tricky. In the top 3 of difficulty all 3 days, the second hardest hole on the course for the second day in a row. About 335 feet. Need to carry 300 over top of this cedar block wall here. And once you carry over it, pretty difficult to get your disc to stop without going too long and having a pretty scary comeback putt.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of pick your poison on how much distance you want to push to feel like you can safely clear the wall and how much of a putt you're going to leave yourself afterwards. There is like a little strip of inbounds on that right-hand side, but no one's really worried about that. They're looking to get on this island close to the pin. Or, I mean, Tamm might find it, actually.
Yeah, it looks like he may fade out around these trees. No. He's going to catch the right side and fall OB. His unfortunate play there. I do believe the best play here is following that right side, kind of nose up to control the distance and let it fade back like Ricky's shot's doing right here.
About to say that, speak of the devil, seems like he's done just that. As he'll skip it up there into the circle, have about a 25, 28 footer for birdie.
Yeah, still pushes long. Ideally, you'd like that to check up a little earlier as you now are putting downhill a little bit into a headwind towards some OB. Good shot inside the circle, but a scary putt.
Yeah, great. Sometimes it's still scary. You almost need perfection to have the stress-free par, or stress-free birdie, excuse me, on this one. And Noah Fiveash hoping that this can fall down.
Ooh, giving it a nice ace run there, asking it to lift up. I think he knew it was on line. Wanted it to lift up and catch those chains, but in a similar position to Ricky now, a little bit further left of the pin, but going to have a scary comeback putt.
And we see Double G hang one up there on the right-hand side and crashes on the backside very near Ricky's lie. So also have about a 25, 28 footer. And as you can see, going OB, Tamm does not get to advance too much here. Just playing off the FBO tee pad, so still probably about 280-ish, I think, to the pin from here.
Yeah, I think that's about right. He's going to go forehand, and this needs to check up.
That is in bounds.
Actually falls short of that top brick wall, but there is another layer down there on that side. And smart play, although it may have been unintended there. I think he was looking for a lift, but he'll have a pretty easy tap-in par now.
This is Tamm trying to save bogey. He's going to catch low. That's going to be a double. Ricky looking for 4 in a row here, ending the front 9 with the turkey, and skips off the basket.
Yeah, Ricky usually right on it. Just that this is a scary green. You know, it's downhill. Although it's slight, as soon as that headwind lifts up, it can carry on into that water, and you might not see the putter the rest of the day.
Yeah, so a couple of par tap-ins here. Ricky, Garrett, and Noah. Tamm, unfortunately, taking a double after going OB off the tee and also kind of struggling off of the drop zone.
Averaging at a 3.36, 33% of the field taking bogey or above, with 5 players taking triple or worse. So lots of high scores there, lots of OB strokes, bringing us into a new hole 11 compared to last year. 760 feet. If you can push your disc out about 400 feet, get past that first bunker you saw onto the old ball golf green, you'll have a straight look down this second tonal to attack or to approach this elevated basket.
Yeah, and also worth noting that bunker is not any kind of penalty, just a part of the old golf course, so really no OB to truly worry about here on this one. There is a Mando right you need to stay left of, which it's kind of a line you want to take anyway, so it doesn't really matter. As this is a pretty solid shot from Ricky. If it can flare left.
Oh, yeah, fantastic line. Never left where he wanted it to go. Skips up over that little berm there. Going to have some flat footing down there at the bottom. Probably 300 feet. 330 feet away.
Oh, that was inside. Does that miss the Mando? No, falls right next to it.
Oh, so fortunate. That could have kicked left and been in no man's land. It kicks right and then catches the Mando tree. That's some pretty nice tree love there for Noah Fiveash.
Big sweeping hyzer here from Mr. Gurthie, and that'll put him in position to approach.
Yeah, gonna be a little pinched off with those two trees in the center of the fairway there. He's going to have a decision to make, whether to hit a tight gap or try to throw a steep hyzer angle.
This will skip right over the bunker, just off the lip of it. So not a bad position either for Tamm.
Yeah, from here he's going to be looking to get into this gap. He can probably skip through that second gap and maybe up to that berm you saw right before the basket. Be the ideal, but it looks like he's pushed this a little too straight. Nope.
Yep.
I was wrong. That was great.
Yeah, it gets right next to that second gap you were talking about. Leaves him a pitch up for par over the burn. So we are going to get over here to Albert Tamm, who has to kind of walk up from the bunker. So the footing a little bit tricky on this lie, but he'll manage.
Shoots the gap through the middle, carries the berm, and goes a little bit long. What a fantastic shot there. He's going to have a circle's edge comeback look at the basket for his birdie.
And Double G looking to kind of follow a similar line and hopefully flare left towards the pin. He'll also catch the backside of the circle there, it looks like. Similar distance.
Shoots that same gap. Had a little bit more angle to put on it.
Oh, that's not high enough. Skips off the top of the berm. That's going to be a very long putt for Ricky for birdie.
And not bad from Noah, but you do want to be a bit closer for par when you're approaching from, that inside 300 range.
And here's Ricky from about 70 feet. He likes it, and he runs it in, breaks out the raptor legs, and bucket hat mode activated here, Nathan.
Yeah, I was about to call it buckets with the bucket hat on.
And here's the thing. If he starts hitting those, that lead starts to shrink.
Yeah, there's a few that we kind of have come to expect Ricky to make that he's missed so far this round.
Exactly.
That one kind of trying to get him back on track. We'll see if he can keep that momentum going.
Yeah, you wonder if that's what he needed to kind of turn the corner from circle 2, if he winds up there again. Garrett gives it a good run, just a little high. We'll have to settle for par on this one.
Yeah, it seems like the headwind kind of kept that up for him. He's used to having a nice drop on his putt. Albert also dealing with the headwind here. Not quite enough, just floats out a little early.
Yeah, breaks left right in the face of the basket, so we'll have to settle for a par putt. Here's Noah looking for the par save. And that'll drop in for him. Well done. Good recovery.
Yeah, showing some grit here. Not used to being on these lead cards, but he's made a lot of those tester putts so far.
Yeah, again, I think this would be his biggest finish on tour if he can kind of keep in this position. Again, he placed in the top 15 a couple of times last year at this very event and at Idlewild, so would be a big step in his career to make a splash here at Preserve, as we see Tamm, who's had a heck of a year so far as well, looking for his par, and just low.
Yeah, a 3-putt after the double bogey on the last hole. He was 6 down, and in 2 holes has given half of that back to the course. He's going to take a moment to himself on the next tee and try to settle back in, get a good run for these last 6 holes. 7 holes.
Yeah, double G tapping in the par there as we head into hole number 12.
348-foot par 3. Basket perched right in a very precarious position. If you get just a little bit too aggressive off of the tee, trying to make sure you don't have that scary putt, you could carry over this hill and into the Mississippi. You've got about 40 feet down there to play with. Right side is a jungle. If you get in there, gonna most likely be pitching out.
And this is going to trickle right towards that jungle, as you said. Near the edge, though, so might still have a chance to straddle out and do something. That's still going to be a very tricky lie. Has the right hat for it, though.
And a nice understable flight here from Noah without too much fade on that disc. He's able to get up inside the circle, and that was a great shot.
Absolutely. Gives himself a great chance for birdie. This is looking
Low
good,
speed.
too, from Garrett at first, but drifts a little too right.
Yeah, couldn't quite tell where he ended up, but not ideal.
No, certainly not. Hoping maybe just to pitch out for par. And that might even be a challenge, depending on his lie as we get to Tamm. Asking for it to get down.
And catches some stability just at the end to miss those trees. And also catches the front of that hill right before to keep from going too far. He's going to be pin height, have a circle 1 look for birdie.
And Garrett able to float it out there and at least give himself a chance. And now here's Ricky again from circle 2. But a tough putt from a knee. But strikes the pole. Ricky is on a tear. Back-to-back huge putts.
Bucket hat's got him going. Final day Sunday, pulling out the buckets.
Yeah, I mean, he had a couple of circle 2 misses on the front 9, but now it feels like he lit the spark on 11 and has thrown some gas on it here on hole 12, and he's starting to really shrink that lead. I believe it's now down to 2 at this point.
And Albert able to connect, bouncing back a little bit after sliding those last couple of holes. Noah may be showing a little bit of nerves with that backdrop in the background. His putt just a little bit low.
Garrett able to save the par here. Noah will tap his in, and we'll take our first short break at the back 9.
Hole 13, 329-foot par 3, second easiest hole on the course today, as there's not much trouble that really comes into play to get too many bogeys. You could saw it off a little early and skip into the right side, or if you don't make it out of the gap, that's going to be the most likely way to get into trouble. But forehand with the overstable fairway is going to be the best play here. Get a soft skip.
Ricky certainly has the forehand to attack a hole like this one and skips that one well into the circle. That's a putt from circle 2 this time.
No, that's how you draw it up right there.
Be another turkey for him here after having the turkey to end the front 9.
Albert can ace this one. He'll get right back on track to 6 down.
Not a bad line for it.
Erase those last couple holes, and he gives it a pretty good run there. He'll tap in a birdie most likely from about 12 feet.
Yeah, and that'll be back-to-back birdies, so he's starting to chip away back at it. We'll put him at 5 under on the round. Nice looking forehand here as well from Noah.
Yeah, showing you a smooth forehand there. He's pulled out a couple up shots with it, but we haven't seen much drives, and he's going to go ahead and tap the base there to show these other guys they're not even close at all.
Yeah, forget the bullseye. This man's in the wood chip. Says a rare forehand from Garrett Gurthie here, and gets a little bit caught up. It's a lengthy putt for him with some branches in his way.
Yeah, it looks like it may have been just a bit too overstable of a disc choice there.
Get in there.
Yeah. He put it exactly where he wanted to, and he's going to go ahead and drop that birdie in from circle 2.
Love to see it, man. He's had some struggles in the front 9. Kind of hung on with some pars here to open the back 9, but gets his birdie. Keep himself in a good position. Ricky knocks in a birdie.
Firing that putter in there.
Yeah, and at this point, Bradley Williams missed the birdie on this hole and took a par, and so the lead is shrinking even further. I believe it's down to maybe just 1 or 2 strokes at this point. Pressure certainly on.
And as you could easily expect, with the second easiest hole on the course, we're going to see our second card get our second star frame of the round, if I'm not mistaken. Which brings us into hole 14, 697-foot par 4. We saw this take a pretty good jump in difficulty yesterday from the first day as the wind picked up, and it's picked up even higher today. Probably a headwind ripping down towards these players off of the tee. They have to carry this OB path that ends up on the left side of the fairway and make sure they don't drift into the right side tree line also.
And Ricky just playing an overstable fairway driver, fighting the wind here near the cart path OB, but does stay in bounds.
Albert again pulling out that forehand, having to trust it out over that OB to make sure it doesn't push all the way into the right side, and he does so well.
So far, so good here for our chase card on hole 14. Again, look at this gallery lining up the left-hand side. They were out in full support all weekend long.
And a bit high out of the hand from Noah. It is going to end up drifting off to that left side. Best way to really attack this hole is how Ricky went at it with that low nose down angle.
Oh, and Garrett's finding that right-hand side. Looks like it's maybe just on the edge, so he still may have a little something here, but it's going to be tricky from a standstill.
Yeah. Looks like he's having to reach out pretty far. But gets a good move on it and doesn't get too aggressive. Getting too aggressive there can really get you into a lot of trouble. End up going OB left.
And here's Noah throwing 3. Trying to see if he can maybe get up and down and still save the par. Oh, lots of flair, though, on that forehand. Going to put him outside the circle. Tricky putt.
Two best chances for us to see a couple birdies here. Albert up first. This fairway is a little deceptive. A lot of the time you feel like you throw a good shot, it skips up there, and then you're about 30 feet short. Albert, however, is just going to leave it right at the edge of the bullseye. Should be in great position to get his birdie.
I think the other trick about coming up short is you kind of want to. You know, if you throw it too long, you're hitting that back slope, and you're having a very tricky uphill putt coming at you. As Ricky tries to play that wide forehand, skip in, and actually just parks it. Beautiful shot from Ricky. It's going to put him at 4 or 5 in a row, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it should be his 4th in a row. Oh, Noah giving it a good bid from the wood line over there. Fortunate to sit down and not carry away too far. The even deceptive got you a little bit. He's about 22, 23 feet back. But as you expect, no problem. He gets his 4th birdie in a row there.
Yeah, I was indeed tricked. Thought he was closer to that. You warned me in everything. That's what I have you here for, to bring me back to reality. So
Now Albert getting his turkey.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and follow Ricky up with a birdie.
Yeah, that'll erase the bogey and the double now from holes 10 and 11. Puts him back to 6 under on the round as we head over to hole number 15.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. Par 4, 738 feet. Hit that gap off of the tee and have it not carry too far right to make sure you crest that hill and fade off to the left a little bit to keep you out of the tall grass. And you'll have another right-handed backhand hyzer most likely into the green from about 360 or inside of that.
Ricky puts a good move on this and sends it to trickle back a little more left. And yeah, stays out of the tall grass. Will give him some good footing to approach the pin.
Yeah, and if staying that far right, he'll actually be able to see the pin from there. So not that he needs it for his distance control, but being able to see the pin usually does help with your distance.
A little low from Tamm there, actually. Even catches a bit of a cut roll left, but certainly has the power to still maybe make something happen here. Speaking of power, this is blasted.
Yeah, getting a nice move on this, but drifting all the way off to the left side. He's either going to be going high hyzer around that tree. Let's go ahead and take a look at his form first, though. See him using momentum, carrying it, getting a lot of speed, and just really pushing that front plant foot forward very far to generate the momentum in his hip.
Yeah, one of the most explosive throwers on tour. So get over to Noah, who's certainly shown us throughout this round that he's got plenty of power himself. Unfortunately, it's misguided to that left-hand side. That's a nasty kick.
Yeah, that's that may be pretty fortunate. You know, he actually kicked and moved forward. It's not OB over there, so in a pretty strange position, but better than kicking straight down off of that tree.
Yeah, he is kind of on an alternate fairway almost at this point, way on the right-hand side, but like you said, not out of bounds, so could probably still save par from over there.
Yeah, just be a little itchier walking through that tall grass.
Oh, and look at this thing here from Tamm, puts a move on it. Again, he didn't get much distance off the tee, so had to do a lot here, and he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, gets up into circle 2. Should be about 55, 60 feet there. Small opportunity for the birdie.
Go in.
Ricky hunting for his 5th in a row here, and that drive will certainly put him in circle 1 to give him the shot at it. And oh, Double G thinking forehand up the left-hand side. Again, not his preferred throw by any means.
Yeah, definitely much cleaner look, though, from here. He's been working on that forehand the last couple years. And just got a warm-up in before this, so he's got it dialed now.
Yeah, that's right there, I believe.
Safari Noah over there going to pitch up and be inside the circle as well, trying to get a par from off the fairway.
And Albert Tamm lining up a stepper here. Probably about 45 feet or so away from the pin. Maybe a bit longer. Just a little low. Ricky for his 5th in a row here, just inside the circle.
Look at this chase card gallery. Coming to watch Ricky try to chase him down. With putts like that for 5 in a row now on this back nine. Nice par save there. Going to collect himself after that misrelease off the tee, able to get good distance on the second shot.
Gurthie with a great forehand up shot gets him a birdie as well. Tamm will have to settle for the par, but at least not taking any damage after the turkey.
My name's Garrett Gurthie. People may know me as Double G, and I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
And while Kona and I are driving, don't have time to stop and eat, so I always have her grab me a small bag of Double G jerky.
You got smash cracked pepper on Tuesday. Wednesday you got the garlic.
Late in the round, you know, hole 14, you might need a little pick-me-up. Pull out some Double G jerky.
Grab the big bag because you're gonna have to share.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Brings us into hole 16, 402-foot par 3. Again, one of those ones you feel like you need to get, although it is a pretty good pump to get out there and keep it accurately on top of this hill.
Yep.
Big wide hyzer with a little skip is going to be your best play.
And I can tell you at this point, Ricky knows that he is tied with Bradley Williams. And so it's basically a shootout now. Just got to match each other.
And this is a bit too high and not wide enough. And too far. Just got a hold of that one. He's pushed to 55, 60 feet, I believe, long. Gonna have a tailwind, so a runnable putt to come back, but definitely not ideal.
Yeah, he's going to have to muster up another big circle 2 putt to birdie this one and keep himself in that foot race. And look at this shot.
Trying to throw it 400 feet high. Spikes over a little bit short right. Might have to just lay up from over there. I believe he's going to have some tree troubles.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty tricky hole for 400 feet with the turtleback green and a couple of guardian trees near the basket.
And with the way the wind's been pushing, Albert pulled this one out way wide, and I do believe it pushed back left, but way long.
Yes. Probably put that thing 475 or something like that.
Into a dead headwind. It's incredible how far these guys throw. And this one also looking to get pushed off to the left. Gonna get pin height, maybe 40, 45 feet.
This will be for 6 in a row for Ricky from circle 2. Dead center, but just a few inches high. We'll have to settle for par.
Not quite able to get the drive he wanted on that one. Tailwind dropping it pretty quickly out of his hand. It looks like Garrett is trying to line up a small bid here.
Yeah. Does give it a shot there, but looks like everyone just kind of having to take a little bit of medicine on this one, just settle for par.
Yeah, that's a smart play from Noah. Easy for this one to get away from you.
Very true. A couple of very scoreable holes up next, so still some time to make something happen. Build your position a little bit here.
Yeah, 20% of the field taking a birdie on this one, 8% bogey or above. So par, the play for the vast majority of the field on hole 16. Bringing us into hole 17, shortest hole on the course, 243 feet. Tunnel fairway to a slight open once you get 180 feet down. If you push too far, you could go OB long, but really the wind coming right to left is going to be the most difficult part of this hole. It makes this tunnel much tougher.
And Ricky puts a nice forehand on this, but might be pushing a little too deep. And yeah, that's going to be a tough putt there right near circle's edge. And I can say that Bradley did not get the birdie on the previous hole, so he is still tied. And with that birdie, could take maybe a one-stroke lead, but Bradley, of course, having one extra hole to play.
Yes, Garrett just barely touching that disc, and almost still goes long. So smooth and such a clean release. It's hard to not overthrow.
Oh man, Tamm running that thing, it looked like.
This has been overthrown. Definitely went OB.
Yeah.
Across that water.
Yeah, certainly. Noah looking for that forehand as well up the gut. That looks great. It can slow down. Oh, finds that edge near Ricky, I believe.
Oh,
But
and
safe.
gets the safe sign. That tall grass saved him.
Indeed it did, but unfortunately not really the case for Tamm.
Well,
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious now. I don't know.
so he is across some water over there, but maybe Maybe it's only marked long as the body of water that is playing OB. That's interesting.
That is. As Ricky's gonna miss low this time.
Yeah, I believe the ruling is that it has to be surrounded by water. So the fact that he crossed it kept him in bounds on this one.
Okay. Fair enough. So you're gonna see Noah drop in the par. Garrett does have a chance for birdie here. And he will find it.
Yeah, way to connect. And hole 15 had to feel good to get back to even, but hole 16 being the first time you're under par for the round, although it is not the round that he is looking for. That's definitely kind of a highlight feeling to finish a bit of a struggle round for Garrett.
Yeah, and still a chance to score on 18 as well to keep that score trending in the right direction. Still give him a good finish here. I mean, he's already tied for 14th place, so he can still have a really solid placement. Speaking of which, Tamm has now kind of got it himself back into the top 10 at this point as we step into hole 18, our final hole.
Yeah, the first 2 days, this played as the easiest hole on the course by a pretty good amount, but the wind factor today has changed that vastly. It is now right in the middle of the field of difficulty, averaging a 4.86, 942 feet, 2 separate water carries. Max distance off of the tee, you've got a strong left to right with a little bit of headwind.
Oh, man, that's a misfire.
Yeah. Didn't get any turnover on this.
And he's way left. Ricky now taking the box, and Bradley Williams has birdied 17. So Ricky, a stroke behind, knows he really needs to eagle to put the pressure on Bradley Williams.
This has got a lot of turnover to the right. Gonna need immaculate distance to stay in bounds. And it looks like he did catch that tall grass over on the right side to stay in bounds. So probably 500-foot shot or so, but gonna have some pretty tough footing.
Yeah, footing a tough one. You don't even really know how much of a run-up he's going to be able to have, depending on how close to the water's edge he is. So that's going to be a very tricky shot. And at that point, he has kind of a choice to make, right? Like, do you still try to play aggressive for eagle, or do you lay up, play for birdie, and then at that point, you know, what? An eagle would win it for Bradley, a birdie would be a playoff.
Yeah, I think being a stroke behind and knowing how easy the birdie is to get, he in my opinion, does need to be aggressive and try to get that 2-stroke swing. But we saw Albert just a massive drive there, going to have a chance to go across. Garrett even being a bit out of position, still trying to do the same.
Man, that one also seems like it's going to kind of stall on him, left-hand side. And is that going to go out of bounds?
Yeah, falls short into the water. He's going to be playing from back across, trying to save par now. Noah going for the layup play. And lands nicely over there on that left side. Not played very often over there. You usually see layups going towards the right side. This darker patch you see up here in front of Albert, but he's going to be going for the green here.
Absolutely. Smashes this one. It looks like it does have a chance to get up near that basket.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
Beautiful shot. Inside circle one for the eagle look.
And Ricky's thinking about this one. I mean, it makes the most sense. Like, you definitely have to really consider it. I mean, it looks like his walk-up is uphill and limited. Falls, commits fully.
Oh, and yeah, this is really nose up. This is going to have a hard time getting enough distance. And you could see it splash down there, and that will most likely end Ricky's run to win back-to-back years here.
Yeah, he'd be throwing 4 from here, so he'd have to have a throw in the birdie just to maybe force a playoff.
Here it is. Is it going to skip in? No. Hangs up over there.
That's going to be par at best now for Ricky, so Bradley just needs to have a clean 18, and he should be able to take it. As Garrett will pitch up there after going OB.
Yeah, it looks like he must have landed safe and bounced backwards in if he's playing from right there. So that should be a tap-in par for him.
Wide putt from Noah. And here's Ricky for a par, which would keep him in second position. Yep, brings it up. Almost makes a run for the title. Very, very nearly did it. Great.
Yeah, great push from Chase Card there to finish second. Albert with the eagle to finish. Gotta feel good after having a couple rough holes there in the middle to still push and get back to that solid 8-down finish.
We'll see Noah finish things off there.
Way to show out, Noah. North Carolina native popping out. And with that T13 finish is going to secure his USDGC spot also. So congratulations to him.
And also his best tour finish, I believe, at 13th position. So lots of career milestones there for Noah Fiveash. We see Garrett Gurthie tap out there as well. And this is going to be our final result, says Ricky. We'll take solo second at 30 under par, 11 under overall. Tamm tying up for 6. And again, Noah with such a big finish for his career.
Yeah, Adam Hammis, Gannon Burr shooting the hot rounds this last round, making big moves, both moving up to tie for 6th.
Yeah, I think Hammis dropped 20 spots today with the hot round, so big push for him. So shout out to Hammis. As again, we thank all of you for tuning in. We'd like to give a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. We hope that you'll follow up, subscribe, so you can catch the rest of our coverage of the Disc Golf Pro Tour this year, as well as a few other independent events Gatekeepers covered. Again, I'm Dustin Mouret, and joining me throughout this event's been Nathan Clean. And man, it's been a great time, and I hope to work with you again soon.
Yeah, it was fun to work with you. I've enjoyed it, and happy to see this beautiful course. Looking forward to see the next one.
Indeed. So again, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.